I'm working on my deck in the backyard, so there's no steps to come down. So I have to go out the front door to come back here. So I go out the front door with my bottle of booze, and of course, the old bitch across the street is there to see me. I'm like, oh, hi. Hi there. Yes, just me. Neighborhood alcoholic. With a half-empty bottle of booze going into the backyard. Anything else? Please, I don't want to hear it. Who knows what's going on over there? She lives by herself. What do these old people do by themselves? Come on, she's masturbating all day. Come on, who are you lying to at this point? If you're an old person, I don't know. Even like an old lady, does she even masturbate anymore? Guys, my mother's watching this program. Can we get to your... You think you got problems? I got to go to my son's... they're having literacy night at 6:30 at night. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? You're taking over my life. My son hit me with the news. It was like a bomb falling on my head. That literacy night tonight. Like, what do we got to do? We got to read books together. Like, what? Huh? What? Come on. You think you got problems? Let's see. Maybe you do have problems. Can we pour this drink, please? God almighty, if I need it right now. And I got no ice, so I mean, what the fuck? Right? It's like the 1800s around here. When did they first find out about ice? That's what I want to know. Like, oh my God, we can keep stuff cold? Imagine coming home from work, working on the Empire State Building. Like, give me a cold brewski out of the fucking ice box. Ow! I'll drink to that. Get me a cold one. Oh my God. Could you imagine you were king of the castle. Coming up, first of all, you're working on the Empire State Building. You're throwing hot rivets around. Let's face it. You're drinking on the job. Come on, these guys. That's a flask used to be a thing. A gentleman would carry around a flask. Are you kidding me? I'm up on the Empire State Building. Nobody would have said anything to you if you ripped out a flask and started drinking. They would have been like, hey, pass it over here. You know? As I walk out onto the end of this I-beam, certain death on either side. You gotta drink. Drinking relaxes you. Don't you understand? I said this about the roller rink. I said the biggest mistake they're making here is not having a bar. A bar and a roller rink. Yes, so you can drink and then recklessly roller skate around a rink. At 45 years old. Roller skating's a crazy fun. I gotta find a roller skating rink with a bar. I use this cup to spray paint. Who cares? Mr. Bedhead, first, some advice is for you. I give the advices around here! If you want to stop dribbling piss into your pants, here's a life-changing tip. After you piss, reach under and behind your balls, press up on your taint. We've already been through this. What, I'm not fingering my own ass after a piss. Get out of here. Fuck out of here. Now my turn. Started dating this broad with two little girls, 4 and 5, and they've been sleeping in her bed for years, even though they have their own rooms because they are scared. What's the best way to get them sleeping in their own room so you can plow their mom? Yeah, that's a thing, you know? Oh, God, isn't it something? How do you get them to sleep in their own room? Here's what you do. This is what people don't understand about children. Children are like dogs. And, you know, people get upset when you say that, you know. But it's true. You got to run them. Dogs got to be run. You got to take them out. They got to run. Children need to play. So it's annoying. So you got to actually take these kids out, bring them to a park, let them run around like crazy animals. Or you have to do something that you got to run them. That's the bottom line. You got to run them. They got to do something where they're running. And then you take them home and you say, okay, movie time. And you put on like the most slow moving, I don't know, Snow White. You can't watch any modern cartoons. Do you understand? Because they're all over the place. Zip, boing, bang, crash. You lose your mind. You got to put on like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Old Disney stuff. You understand? Number one, it's great for you to watch because it's beautiful animation. I mean, if you watch Pinocchio, I mean, the animation, like Jiminy Cricket doing his little dance with his cane, his shadow and the candlelight, you're like, oh my God, this is amazing. So it's interesting from that aspect. So you don't have to fucking, I don't know, want to hang yourself in a blue room closet while you're watching. And then you watch these kids that they will fall the fuck asleep instantly. And then you toss them in the fucking bed. And then you go in and you start railing mommy. It's that simple. Come on. Get out of here. What, I gotta teach you everything? Dear Jesse, I've been in a new position at my company for 6 months now. I've been with the company for 5 years and have worked from home the past 2 years with no issues. In the interview for my last position, they told me it was all remote and that if the rest of the company decided to go back to the office, I wouldn't have to go. Well, the company decided that people need to go back, and my manager doesn't remember saying that to either myself or my friend who came over to this team at the same time. The office they want me to go back to is a goddamn fire trap. Some big rooms have no windows, no exit. It's also very dirty, disgusting. No one on my team, including the manager, will be there with me. It's about a 30-minute drive each way, and my car takes premium. I may be fired by the time you have the chance to respond, but I am sticking to my guns and decided I won't go back. I can't go back after having it this good. What do you think? Yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem a lot of people have. I know a lot of people that are facing this right now. Am I making the right move? I feel like I can never trust this manager again if I give in. Yeah, you're getting fucked with here. You got to stay home. That's it. Draw your line in the sand. I'm staying home. I was told I could stay home indefinitely, and that's it. I'm staying home. That's it. I want to stay home. I don't want to go to this hellhole. I can't even imagine. Like, I'm so grateful that I had to go to work all the way through this whole thing. If I would have been remotely home and then they would have asked me to come back, oh my God. Oh my God. I would have a meltdown of epic proportions. I'm serious. Number one, you work from home, you put on a solid, 30 pounds. That's it. A sleeve of Oreos, lunch breaks. I watch people that work from home. I go over people's houses. They invite me over for like dinner, and they're working. I'm like, this is fantastic. Stick to your fucking guns. What are you gonna do? What kind of car are you driving that takes premium, by the way? Huh? Twin turbo? Fucking Audi? What are you talking about, you son of a bitch? You got a good job over there, don't you? Now you can get the fuck out of here. You're gonna go back to work at that place. They're gonna be like, look, it's the guy with zero spine. That's right. We can push him around now. Oh, you have no idea what's coming next. Pay cuts. Who knows? They take the coffee machine out. That's it. They take the coffee machine. I hand machine. As the coffee machine goes, I go. Bop bop. Ahoy, bedhead. Trying to introduce my girl to some real movies. What do you think? The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly? Jackpot! Jackpot! Home run, baby! The Road Warrior, Mad Max, this type of thing. Listen, these are my go-tos. Mel Gibson, all right? Mel Gibson, like, pre-1985. Clint Eastwood, Charles Bronson, this type of thing. Revenge movies are always the best. any of the Death Wish movies. We love revenge here, okay? Somebody gets the best of the Death Wish movies. I'm sorry. You want a good revenge movie? They're the best. Because his family gets so brutally treated that you just root for this man to go on a killing spree. I love Charles Bronson. That's right, and he does it with style. Yeah. What other fucking movies? I don't know. I like old horror movies too. Listen, listen. We have a big rift in my house. I tried showing my wife Flash Gordon. So if you listen to me, you're gonna get a divorce. But I just can't watch this bullshit that my wife watches. My wife will watch the most like mediocre garbage and enjoy it. It's impossible for me. I've seen Mad Max. I've seen Blade Runner. I've seen A Fistful of Dollars. I've seen Interstellar. I can't watch your bullshit now. I can get into anything. I can get into 1950s sci-fi. You kidding me? Like the ant with an enormous brain or something like that. I can watch that kind of shit. I love seeing the times. You understand? Like the 50s, like the times, the way people talk, the way they acted. It's ridiculous. It's great. Bap, bap. Top 3 movies I'd make your wife watch. Let's see. Clint Eastwood, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, Death Wish, and Road Warrior /Mad Max, whichever one you want to watch. That's it. End of story. And then watch the orgasming in your pants, not hers. These are classic movies, guys. Come on. Get the fuck out of here, pal. Dear Bithead 1000, I have a problem with oversleeping. I get home from work around 8 p.m., eat dinner, have a mandatory 1-hour nap, then pass out again around 12 a.m. and get up at 6 a.m. to work. And I'm always tired, even though after 2 coffees, my boss buys me, bless that man. On weekends, I usually get fucked over by my wife because she goes out with her friends till 3 a.m. And I gotta go get her What the fuck are you talking about? On weekends, I usually get fucked over by my wife because she goes out to her friend's house till 3 a.m. This is great. What's the problem? And I gotta go get her. Oh, though recently I've been just giving her money to get a cab home. What is she going out and getting fucking slammered? We have a weird financial situation cause COVID. She doesn't work, and I don't think she will for a while still. Cause of that, on the weekends I usually sleep in till noon. And then fuck myself over when I gotta get up early. And start the hell loop all over again. How does a 29-year-old man get so tired? Yeah, well, I got news for you. I was tired in my 20s as well. But I was also working out, so I kind of have an excuse. I remember I told my uncle I take naps. He was like, what? I could immediately see in his eyes he lost all respect for me. He's like, you don't understand. Old school people, you tell them you need a nap, and they look at you like, what are you, fucking retarded? It's true. They don't understand it. Guy, you're getting too much sleep. You need 5 hours sleep. I'm telling everybody out there right now. You're getting 8 hours sleep, you're getting too much. If you're getting 5 hours sleep and you can't make it through the day, you're depressed. That's the bottom line. You're a depressed person. That's all. And you're gonna die. Because depressed people die. So you gotta make your life exciting. Something's gotta rip you out of bed in the morning. If your life doesn't have something that rips you out of bed in the morning, like bounding out of bed, that's what everybody needs to find. And then sleep isn't an issue anymore. You want to be awake. You want to be alive. You have to have something. I talk about this too. When you come home from work, let me tell you something right now. If you're at work and you being at work is a nightmare on planet Earth. It's someplace that you don't want to be for the majority of people. Okay? There's the 2% of annoying people out there that are like, I love my job. Well, that's great. All right? Well, stick your finger up your ass and go whistle somewhere else. Because the rest of us are fucking miserable. So you want to work a miserable job, that's one thing. But if you are going to work a miserable job, you have to look forward to something when you come home. You can't have days where you're like, oh, I got to go home and go to the DMV. Or I got to go home and I got to do my taxes. Every day you have to have something that you look forward to when you go home. It's what's going to push you through that day. These people that come home from work and they're tired and they want to take naps, they're fucking depressed. Your job is depressing. You don't understand there's like this low level hum of depression in your life. That's because human beings are very adaptable. And we adapt to these situations. It's not healthy. All this sleep is not healthy. It's doing nothing for you. You're a depressed person. And you might even think to yourself, well, I'm not depressed. You are. Because life is supposed to be like really exciting and on edge and like striving, moving forward, pushing forward, marching on, wanting to. There's the occasion where it's a slog, but it shouldn't be a slog all the time. If it's a slog all the time, you need to change things. You need to change what you do. Oh, well, I'm making money. I'm paying the rent. Well, guess what? You're fucking depressed. So all that means... So you need to flip it. You need to flip it. You can never let money dictate like what you do for a living and why you do stuff for a living. You can't let money dictate it. Listen, you're better off being broke in a trailer park. These things are temporary. But, being excited about something in your life. You're better off being broke in a trailer park and excited about your next day than being in a home where everything around you owns you and in debt. Or even if you have money in the bank and you just feel trapped. Where else am I going to go? What else am I going to do? I'm getting by. I'm comfortable. Yeah, but you're fucking depressed. So you got to do something about it. That's it. This should be a big eye-opener for you. This is not correct. Your life is not correct. 5 hours sleep. That's it. And if you talk to Captain Ahab, even less. But fuck him. Tender. I need at least 5. I noticed that if I get 8, I'm lethargic. And I remember when I lived in my apartment, I used to sleep like a dead bull. You have no idea. I come home from work, take like a 3-hour nap, wake up, go out, sleep till noon. I can't sleep till noon now? My conscience won't let me. Are you kidding me? I'd have that little Jiminy Cricket next to me, my conscience, hit me over the head with a cane. At 6 in the morning. If I sleep till 6 in the morning, that's like sleeping to noon for me. It's like, dunk, 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 do something, moron. This is not how this goes. This is not how this day's going to start. How do you start a day waking up at 12 at 12 noon? I would be tremendously depressed. But that's me. I'd be like, this day is gone. You blink your eyes 3 times, it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon, you're ready to eat dinner, and it's a wrap then. Come on, get the fuck out of here. Stop all the sleep. Try it. Try it for a week. Give yourself 5 hours. Push through it. And then sit there and wonder why you're yawning and you're falling asleep in your car at the traffic lights. Sit there and wonder about that. My mother-in-law is an 85-year-old woman. These motherfuckers make her cook every night. She's up till 11 o'clock because nobody knows how to go the fuck home. They're haunting her all night long. The whole family goes over there. She must be like, ay caramba, get the fuck out, you motherfuckers from hell. The woman stays up till 11 o'clock at night. She's up at the ass crack of dawn, mopping. Do you understand? She has purpose. She's to mop and clean the house 80 times a day. But this 85-year-old woman gets no sleep at all, and she's up and about and around. We can all learn something from that. Now get the fuck out of here. Hey, Jesse, can I drink? Can I have a drink? That's a big problem, and I caught myself for a long time like that. Wondering why do I sleep so much and I'm always tired? Trust me, you get older, you need a lot less sleep. You start realizing, hey, I don't got much time left, better not waste it. When you're 29, you think you're gonna live forever. When you're 45, you're like death is around every corner. Let me make the most of this motherfucker. You start appreciating life. And you stop doing stupid shit. Whatever the fuck. I have dealt with intense and sudden anger issues most of my life, where I would get so heated I could basically not think straight and sometimes need several minutes before I could properly function again. I've recently come to discover that it's not anger, it's severe anxiety. It is such a relief to be able to recognize this now. Right. Recognizing it is probably the biggest part of the battle. That's right. But instead of an asshole, I feel like one of those little dogs that stare into nothing, shaking for 90% of their miserable life. I really am at a loss because nothing really helps to cool off when I get heated. And such little things really send me off the deep end. It impacts the majority of my hobbies and interests to some degree, and it makes me afraid to get intimate because I know I must come off sounding like an escaped mental patient at my worst. Friends and family around me are close enough to be polite and supportive, but I cannot help but feel like it's just keeping me from enjoying many things and missing most of my goals in life. It is completely non-violent, but I do get especially loud and majorly worn out to the point that a single big outburst can ruin my ability to do basically anything the whole day for me. Oh my God. Any advice you have would be greatly appreciated. Well, you know something? That's the great, I don't know how old you are. You know, that's just important. You got to put your age down and stuff like that. Because man, was I pissed off in my 20s. I was just like a pissed off guy. And throw working out in with that, and I was just ready to like fight all the time. Like, you know, yelling and screaming. Yeah. I got to tell you right now, you got to fucking chill out, bro. How's that for advice? No, I mean, Jesus, Crimela. You know what you might have? You might have a brain tumor. Well, come on. Didn't that Charlie, what is his name was? The guy that went up in the clock tower? He had a tumor that was pushing on the aggressive side of his brain. And it was making him really pissed off. And he wound up killing his wife, killing a bunch of people from a clock tower. I mean, what do you want me to tell you? And you got a fucking brain tumor pushing on your pissed off nerve. I'm kidding. We hope you don't have a brain tumor. We know that. We know that. So you got anger issues, right? I got news for you right now. Anger is an energy. Anger is an energy. Anger is an energy. Oh! Yes, it is. Anger is a real, a lot of people have looked down on anger, but anger is a very important thing. And it lets you, in this world of political correctness, nobody's allowed to get angry anymore. To be honest with you, my whole life is based on anger and frustration. So, I don't know that the anger is necessarily a bad thing. Obviously, if it's breaking, like, if I don't know how anger and anxiety go hand in hand. To me, they're two different things. Listen, guy, do some yoga. How about that? Stretch out. When my that's what we need for that piece of advice. Is I tell you that right now. No, but listen to me. Oh, listen, hear me out. When I'm really tense, and maybe this. Sometimes you come home from work, you're really tense. Like sometimes nothing goes right. And then there's all sorts of bullshit with your wife and your fucking screaming kids and everything else in your goddamn life. Sometimes you get so tense, you get like a knot in your neck or something like that. Or like your muscles tighten up. You understand? Anger and tension, they go hand in hand. So I've been doing this thing, I call it working man's yoga. It's basically like when you just roll and writhe around on the floor in pain. And like you pretend like you're stretching. Listen, yoga is a heap of shit. I'm going to tell you right now. Like yoga, like you have to get instructed for yoga. You don't have to get instructed. And Indian people figured it out. I don't know why. Maybe it's because of all the hash they smoke. But if you just go on the floor and stretch your body, just stretch. You don't have to do technical stretches. That's the biggest put off with yoga. Nobody wants to do yoga because you're like, oh, I'm not flexible enough or I can't hold this position. That's not what yoga is all about. I've started to figure this out. And I'm starting to understand what the chakra is. Like the vision that you see, the third eye vision. Do you understand? Go on the floor. Go in a quiet room. Roll around on the floor. Stretch your body out. Stretch your body out like an amateur. Breathe. Breathe. Stretch. The biggest muscles in your body, the legs, the hamstrings. Do stretches. You will be amazed how you feel when you're done. This is a great advice right now. You might think it's a load of horse shit. It's not. And then you close your eyes and you think of nothing if that's possible. Because I know when you're angry, your mind is racing. But once you start to stretch, something happens and you close your eyes and you start to see visions. And like incredible visions. You have no idea how powerful your mind is. Your mind, it can tame your body. And you are what you think. So if you're constantly thinking, oh, that son of a bitch, and God damn him, and I'll show him, and this type of thing, you've got to recognize it. Because you have the ability to recognize it now. Cut it off. Cut it off. And it's hard to cut off. Because you can't stop thinking negative thoughts. That's what people always say. Be positive. Think positive thoughts. But if you say, I don't want to think any negative thoughts, you'll think more negative thoughts. It's crazy. You have to cut it off. You have to breathe, and you have to shut everything off. You don't tell yourself, I have to think positive. I have to stop thinking negative. None of that. You just shut it off, and you have to realize that you're existing right now. You can't think about then. You can't think about moving forward into the future. You have to think about, I'm a creature alive right now, and I'm breathing, and we take it down to brass tacks, and you're stretching, and you just black yourself out, and you let the mind develop these pictures in the head, and you relax, and this is what you focus on. You're breathing, and you start to realize that all that other stuff is not important. None of it's important. None of it's important. What's important right now is the fact that you're a living, breathing being. Try it. Don't get technical. Perfection is something that everybody strives for, but it makes no sense. It's like working on this car. And I know this is a little bit of a tangent. I wouldn't work on this car if you know, everybody has these expectations for you. Oh, you're gonna paint the car. You're gonna make it nice. You're gonna get rid of the rust. You're gonna do this. You're gonna do that. You're gonna do. No, I'm not doing any of that shit, asshole. Guess what? As a matter of fact, I'm doing opposite of all that stuff. I'm doing what I want to do, and I'm doing it my way. And it's not going to be perfect, because if I strive for perfection, I strive for disappointment. It just has to be good enough for me, and that's it. And I'm happy, and then I'm excited to work on the project. Because if you strive for perfection, you won't work on the project, because it's never going to be perfect, and you're never going to be happy with it, and you're not going to want to be around it. And I don't know. Did we lose? But this is life. This is life. You see. All right, moving along. I really think I misguided you. You want to throw a little weed in there? I know this is my cure-all for everything, but for an angry person, it's kind of hard to be angry when you're smoking weed. Right? Right? Am I wrong? I know. Maybe it's not a good prescription, but it's true. Jesse, I got a vehicle question for you. You came to the right place, Poppy! I set up a table and I sell my yard sale finds at vintage local toy shows, and I need a vehicle that can carry all my stuff in, but I also need something that's good driving in snow weather. And I was thinking about getting an old pickup truck. Nah. But I always see them fishtailing in the streets. Ba. I was thinking about a Sprinter van. No. Too expensive. Get yourself a minivan, G! One of my favorite vehicles. I was in the comic book business. One of my favorite vehicles I ever had was an old clapped out Dodge Caravan. Oh my God. I love this fucking minivan. I know they're not cool, but the thing was great on gas. Front wheel drive in the snow, baby. And I used to fill that thing to the hilt, and all I wanted to do was try to kill it, and it wouldn't die. I was like, this is an amazing vehicle. Like when I finally took that vehicle to the fucking junkyard, I might have sold it. I got it for free. I might have sold it to somebody and got a couple $100. I don't think I took it to the junker. That's the kind of car that serves you, like the Mazda. When I finally take it to the junker, down to Gershow, that's the one I take my hat off like this and I say, you know, maybe even a tear comes out. Because that car served me. It asked for so little, and it gave so much. That little fucking Mazda. Listen, get yourself a clapped out minivan. Ba-bing! Don't pay a lot for it. Please, you can get a minivan. The minivans are falling out of the sky. Nobody wants the motherfucking things. Beat the shit out of it until you have to get another one. There's tons of room in it. It's enclosed, right? Because you want a van. You don't want all your fucking toys getting rained on. That's right. Get a minivan. You'll love it to death. You'll love it to death. Beat the shit out of it and just buy another one. Strip the back seats out. The back seats roll right out. And you got basically a cargo van that gets better gas mileage. And trust me, you can load it to the hilt. I put comic boxes from floor to ceiling in that Caravan. The rear tires looked like they were going to explode off the rim. And I drove that thing from Jersey to here. I couldn't believe it. And if it would have died on me, I would have left it on the side of the road. I would have scraped the VIN number off of it, then I would have left it on the side of the road. You deal with the fucking thing. I would have been on the horn with buying another one that day. This is what people don't realize. They don't realize the beauty of the beater. You know, that car that cost you a couple $100. This is a beautiful thing. And it serves you for, maybe you get a year out of it, maybe you get 5 years out of it. You're like, oh, this motherfucker's the best thing alive. People love buying new cars like a bozo. Like a bozo. You spend $1,500, $2,000 on a minivan, right? And then you only fix things that, little things. Trust me, these things they can go for, the struts are bad. You're driving with the bad struts. Fuck it. What are you gonna do? You gonna put money into this thing now? You never put money into it. You buy another one, and then you beat the shit out of that one. And what I mean, you beat the shit out of this Caravan. It was like all gas, all brakes. I was like, fuck this thing. I got it for free. You never had so much fun driving in your life, and it's guilt-free. You get a new car, you're like, oh, don't scratch it. Oh, I don't want to step on the gas and burn out the transmission. Like you don't live. I'm cheap, so I'm not going to beat on a new car. Like, I'm going to fuck this thing up, and then I'm going to be at the dealership and everything like that. I just love the simple things in life. I love beating the shit out of a beater. There's nothing better. You fucking go in there, you eat Taco Bell, you throw the fucking sauces all over the place. Fuck it. Somebody steps on it, it explodes. Who cares? I got probably 5 old sandwiches under the Mazda. You get into my Mazda, you'll throw up into your own pants. It smells like the morgue in there. I have sandwiches, I don't even know where they are. Ketchup dripping down the seat, French fries stuffed everywhere. You'd be like, "Who? This is a homeless man's car." Even a homeless man would take better care of it. The Great American Beater. I want to make a movie, a documentary on the Great American Beater, and go around and interview people. It's a YouTube channel, the Great American Beater. Somebody make the YouTube channel and come and interview me about my Mazda. I guarantee I'll make it compelling for you. Please. I just use speaker wire to connect the battery connectors. The battery terminal broke. So I put 3 runs of speaker wire braided together, and I just electrical taped it. You think I'm gonna go pay money for a new fucking terminal? Fuck you! And it'll run like that for years! Who's better than me? Get the fuck out of here. You're gonna go out and buy a fucking... Here you go, you're gonna go out and buy a Sprinter van. Yeah. What are they, 50 grand? You know how many motherfucking toys you're gonna have to sell to cover that nut? Fuck you. We're here to make money, baby, not to put ourselves in debt. Hey, Jesse, greetings from shithole New Jersey. I love when you drive through New Jersey and they hit you over the head with Bon Jovi. It's like, we get it. We get it, New Jersey. It's the only fucking thing that ever came out of this hellhole. That and Cannibal Corpse. There you go. You gotta hear Bon Jovi all the time you go in there. All right, we're living on a prayer. We get it. We get it. When you and me, we had a fight. I hate that part of that song. Oh, I made mistakes. I'm just a man. Like, no, fuck you, asshole. You're speaking for all men out there. Now, dickhead. I'm glad they found 5 pounds of cum in your stomach now. That's right. I told everybody at school. Bon Jovi, did you hear the news? 5 pounds of cum in the stomach. Don't know how it got there. I mean, you do the fucking math. You do the math. You guys got me foaming at the mouth here. Let me see if I can put in my passcode the right way. All right. I hope you're looking forward to the spring as much as I can. You don't even know, bro. We get nothing but rain over here. I need some nice weather real bad. On to the question. I'm looking to paint a Nintendo 64 controller. I don't have much painting experience. I was wondering what type of paint is the best. Also, is there any prep needed such as sanding and priming? If you have any painting tips, I'm all ears. Thanks for the advice. Keep up the great work. Okay. Yeah, listen. Let me tell you something right now. When it comes to painting plastic, you really want to do this? I don't know. What are you painting? One controller? You're painting a bunch of controllers. I don't know how you do it. You want to do it with rattle cans? You want to do it with rattle cans, you can get a nice result. You want glossy? You're not telling me everything you want to know. I want to know. You want a flat? You want a satin? You want a glossy finish? You want to wow everybody? I'll tell you right now. You can wow everybody. You're going to have to invest a little bit of money. But you could really wow people listen, a compressor, you go to Harbor Freight. I got this compressor right here. Okay? I paid $40 for it. Fuck everybody. I could spray paint out of that compressor. It's annoying. All right, you're going to have to spend $100 on a compressor. You can't use that thing. You get a compressor, the spray gun. You got to understand the cost of entry for a nice paint job now is so much incredibly cheaper than it was 20 years ago, where you needed a high pressure, a high volume compressor to run, a high pressure spray gun. And spray gun was, if you wanted a good spray gun, it was an outrageous amount of money. Right now, Harbor Freight, you could pick yourself up a compressor for probably like $88, $90. For painting little things like that, you get yourself whatchamacallit? What is it? The high volume, low pressure HVLP gun. It's like $19.99. Okay? Then you throw your paints in there. You spray with that gun. Use automotive paint. That's expensive. And an automotive clear. You buy the urethane clear. All right, this is starting to cost a lot of money. We're talking about a $300 or $400 investment. But you will be painting controllers that will have an automotive grade finish to them. Yeah. And buff them out on a buffing wheel. And listen, paint jobs are something you can't fake. You want to stick with rattle cans, it's going to look like shit. It always will. Oh, you got the asshole out there. Yeah, I sprayed it with a rattle can. You spray it with a rattle can, it looks like shit. You do it with a compressor, it does not cost that much. And to be honest with you, you can almost open up your own business. And once you, here's the great thing. Once you learn how to paint that controller, if you do a nice job, you can paint the motorcycle tank. You can paint motorcycle fenders. You can paint bicycle frames. You can paint anything you want from that point forward. You get the premium paint, and then you can paint you can basically start your own business. Painting's a lot of fun too. It's very rewarding. It's like, I remember when I painted my gas tank on my I did a metal flake paint job on my Harley Davidson. It was one of the most rewarding things I ever did. I was so into it. I enjoyed it so much. I love doing little paint jobs like that. If I had more space, I'd even make a dedicated spray booth so you could make it real professional. But you know, what goes into a good paint job? Good prep work, right? Sanding, buffing, sanding, wet sanding. But it can look, good paint is amazing. Like, you'll hold that controller in your hand and you'll be like, wow. Like, somebody spray paints something, you say, yeah, it looks good. But you do it the right way and wow. You're just like, wow, this is next level. Paint is like that. It could have a depth to it, pearl in it, metal flake, like crazy shit, man. It will look wild. That's what it's all about. There's a reason why people nowadays, listen, it used to be you get a car painted for $100. Now, if you want a car painted the right way, $10,000 to $15,000, no less. No less, because the prep work is insane. It's the work involved is insane for good paint job. But when you see a good paint job on a car, you know it. It's just like, wow. That's what you want in life. That's what you want in life. And then you become a craftsman. You really become good at something. Instead of just some fucking chantaloon with a fucking rattle can. It's a good hobby. Guys, we're 47 fucking minutes in here. This is the email. If you have a question, talk to me. I got answers for you. We got great advices over here. I mean, duh. Come on. Anyway, Patreons, it's an absolute pleasure for me to come out here. I know the videos haven't been coming out as much, but to be honest with you, I need more advices. So, hint, hint. Don't be afraid to ask. How about that one? We'll see you next time.